Welcome back to the KOA Sports League.
Welcome back to the KOA Sports League.
Welcome back to the KOA Sports League.
We've got live broadcasts like you've never seen before.
Sinclair's holding them off. Cohen's off the front. Giuliano up the inside. Looks like Giuliano's going to time that attack perfectly.
We've got a pre-show like you've never seen before.
And in the race tonight, Alessio has a victim, and he's beaten him twice out of 2 times they've ever raced, and that's Yuri. So he's got the wood, as we like to say. We've got live workouts like you've never seen before. Seconds to go, 7 seconds to go. Start to grit those teeth, and you've just got to loosen the grip and push a little bit harder.
Performance verification like you've never seen before. Hang on. Whoa. Wait, hey. Mate, you're in the book. What's your Valentine? Right, you're in the book, mate. You're in the book. Kent Cross, you're in the book.
And it's all free.
And it's all free.
And it's all free. In Australia, Thursday night in the US of A and Canada, and I am joined by the most understated man in the Zwift community, and that is Kent Cappuccino Cross and Tim Valentine. How you going, guys?
I like that Kappa's given me a nice tan. Look at me. I just look sickly.
Very
Kappa,
white.
what's going on?
I'd already tried and it just didn't work. You
That
just
is
need to go outside more.
Absolutely horrific. Now, we saw some incredible performance badges given out last night. Some great finishes and more cones than a road worker last night in that A-grade finish of the Warrior of the league race. So incredible finish, some incredible results, and stand by the next couple of days as we verify all those. We might have to go through some tape, believe it or not. We're going to have to go through some of the tape because it seems like a couple of little back-end systems have lost their marbles. So bear with us on that, but rest assured we'll do our very best to bring them through, guys. We will bring them through. But amazing results.
Over 320 riders, and obviously stage 2 or round 2 of the State of Origin series, and one of the biggest stitch-ups in all-time KOA sports history last night. That will be coming back twofold in the next coming weeks.
What was it?
Oh, there's a little thing in there that you threw in. You just made something up.
You chose not to do the coach's address.
Here we go. I can't even see the jersey anymore, so I have to steal the jersey back. Somewhere it's been hidden. He's probably sold it. And we'll have to...
Mate, there was a toilet paper shortage.
Anyway, enough about that. Let's have a look at the ride we are going to do this evening or this morning, wherever you are in the world, and that is the Watopia Hilly Course 2-lapper, and it has a little bit of sting on it.
We are doing 2 laps of Watopia Hilly, and we're going to have a little look at that. So we know, of course, that it is a 9.1 kilometre circuit. You can see there, 100 metres exactly of elevation on 1 lap. We get to do that twice. And, of course, after 1 kilometre of racing, you get to go uphill for 1 kilometre at an average of 5.5%. So let's jump through our ride-through that I so generously did and take a look at that now. So here we go. So we come off the pier now and we'll go straight into it. We keep going straight. We don't take a left for the tunnel. We're going straight and bang, we are straight onto the comm. And this is where things start to spread out, Greg, and we get that huge amount of attrition. And they get to do it twice.
Yeah,
How lucky. Little flat spot here. Just a tiny flat spot, and then it kicks again. But a good chance on the other side of a fairly extended descent. But be interesting to see some of these times coming up this con, because we can expect certainly on the first lap things will be massive. Will we see faster times on the second lap? I doubt it. But here's that descent now. You can see there, sort of downhill 1-2%. Nice chance to let the heart rate come down and just let your legs come back down to earth.
Yeah, no worries. And then we hit the... we actually come back onto onto the Watopia circuit, not too far up the street here. And as we roll down through here, then up and down, and here we go back onto the circuit any minute now. It's pretty much downhill through here, so I expect everything to stay together. And we're going to take a little turn very, very shortly that's going to bring us back onto the circuit we know so well, Tim.
Yeah. So you'll come through the backside here. It just kicks up here and you go through just before the village here. So you can see things starting to get coordinated. This is just before the sprint com. Of course, no sprint com points up, but you get the cobblestone, come through the thing. And what you want to get prepared for right at this point is the S's ramp, which is coming up in about 500 metres time.
Yeah, last chance to attack here too is bang right on that corner. So 6% as you come up that ramp, and then you hit the S's, and it's not over by any stretch. You can get an attack through here, and it can all be brought back together, but you need to push through those little rollers.
We've seen young riders like Aidan Sinclair in the past in our league races earlier, even later last year, do big attacks at this point, but this is that long downhill sweeping barnstorming sprint finish. They'll come through here and wrap it all up, and of course Queensland.
Now, speaking of barnstorming finishes, we are expecting a few of these riders we're going to highlight now to be barnstorming, Tim. Barnstorming, that's a new one for you. So,
thanks, mate.
Barnstorming finish we're looking for in this community race. And first athlete we are going to highlight this evening is a man out of Canada, Mr. Warren Muir. He is 71 kilos and a master in the Zwift area. I'm just getting the eyes here from Kappa just to move across a fraction, which is always good. Ninth in his last KOA community race on the Bell Lap a few weeks ago. So we did multi-lap Bell Lapper, and Warren was certainly figuring right in that front group in the finish in the top 10. 25,000 kilometres clocked on his bike in 2019. I checked that out on Strava. Oh, that's just under, for the mathematicians out there, just under 500 Ks a week, or about 300 miles a week. 8th in the 2018 Canadian National TT Championships. So watch for Warren. If he can hold across the top of the com on the second lap, watch him for a long hit out to the finish, just like his countryman, Mr. Lionel Sanders did a few weeks ago. Just got pipped on the line. So good luck to Warren Muir. Over to you, Tim.
Thanks, mate. Thank you very much. So we're going to have a look at Jake Campbell, young man out of the US of A. So just a little bit south of Canada, just for those people that are wondering where USA and Canada sit on a world.
Jeez, it's getting good now.
On a world map, and in Minnesota, so I'm sure he's looking forward to a little bit nicer weather coming up, of course, rolling into summer.
Had the Punami. He's had the Punami too.
Jeepers. So anyway, 79 races for Jake, and his last 10 starts, he's had 3 wins and a third, so going at 40% place rate. For his last 10 starts, so very, very handy. He was 14th just a few weeks ago in the KOA Sports Crit City race, which, if I remember correctly, that race was a humdinger. So super effort, and setting a new threshold, 4.8 watts per kilo in that race as well. So clearly, for another athlete where the Warrior race is bringing out the very best, or that old broadcast FTP that we like to refer to. So very good luck to Jake again tonight in the KOA Sports League Warrior race.
We'll be referring to Jake for here on in as Jake the Snake. And good luck to Jake. And over to our third athlete. Again, we're going to stay in that big country of the US of A and highlight a man named Corey Dams. Another very, very experienced Zwifter, 152 races. Last 10 starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds, 2 thirds. Very, very consistent. He's a B-grade athlete, so watch him at the front of that B-grade group. He's part of this huge team now that's part of the league and the community race every week, Team Relentless. So shout out to all those guys. Over 10 athletes last night competing in the KOA Sports League there as well. And last time out at Harrogate last week, equaled his all-time FTP around that course. So as Tim said earlier, broadcast FTP coming in. We'd expect nothing short of that from Corey. And just watch him in the final sprint as well. He packs a huge sprint and supported by a fantastic team. So that's 3 riders we're going to keep an eye on. Let's throw to the field.
Kilo by Sproul. Jason's coming back. Chris is coming back over the top.
Here we go, Tim. In the paddock, 23 seconds. As
Getting
always,
tight now.
time to perfection by our good man, Kappa.
Welcome along, Kappa.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
How's
have
your
you.
coffee? How's your
good.
coffee?
It's good. I'm drinking it, and it's halfway done. Very nice. You make a mean brew, mate.
Oh, very nice to hear. Very nice to hear. And shout out to the team at the cafe who threw in a few cookies this morning as well.
Puts
Frank.
himself up first
So,
before
yeah.
us.
I'm talking.
I'm talking.
He has the ultimate
Here we
control.
go. Bang, Watt Bomb City, straight off the pier. And
Bateman's there, 9.4 watts per kilo. Brett Boniface, 8.9 watts per kilo, straight off the front. Shotland riding through to the front. We saw some big attacks early. That first com last night was a 137. Unbelievable. So let's lay that down there to this field and see if they can give that a little bit of a tag on the way through. So we got Ball, Ivany, great support from Rick
Swift
Charles
Kid,
Word.
straight off the front. Swift
And,
Kid. Bang.
yeah, some really regular names here. So we'll let that catch on up. Be interested to see if Pedro Ericart's in here today with a bit of climbing. I'm sure that will favour him very, very well. And some teams in there you can see. And we'll go through a bit of that shortly. But, of course, always ZCC in there.
Yeah, looking to see this com as they hit it very early, only 900 metres in, and it's always good to see when you've got the truck to yourself, Tim and Kappa, and as we roll around through here, some huge, huge numbers straight off the front. We're just following Kenta Endo there. He's in every week, obviously, in his calendar up there in Japan, and we see Vergara there, the Chilean athlete,
Really
coming
work his-
straight through to the front. So
Goodness.
big effort from him as he rolls straight over the top and through the front and backs it off just to put a little plug and cork in the front as they're going to take
Big
this
move.
right-hander, and any minute they're only about 100 metres or 200 metres off hitting the com.
This is one of those ones where you don't want to be rushed 5 minutes before jumping on the trainer and start a race like this, because within about 1 minute, 90 seconds, basically, you are climbing, and it can really, really hurt. So here they go. They're starting the com right now as they'll take a little right-hander here. We've got McLoone Endo there, 8.1 watts per kilo. A Ritz, 10.4 watts per kilo by Velobar, and Ciano off the front.
Yes, so good to see the Velo Bar, man. That's Jimmy Ing in there again.
I know.
He's backed up. And the Ferrari there from Team Legion, he was right in the front group last week around Harrogate. But I think he pulled into the brewery just on the way up that last com and finished about third or fourth from memory. So great to see Luke Gilbert in there as well. He's absolutely going to be one to watch in this one.
And off the front there, we've got Gilbert just controlling the pace. Very, very experienced Zwift rider. And Heinlein there just working his way. Heinlein the third, Greg. Heinlein the third. We've got to get that right.
I wonder if there's ever going to be, well, there probably won't be now with two young girls in your family, but a Tim Ballantyne the third, that would be something up your alley, wouldn't
Hey,
it?
Timmy Jr. Timmy Jr. Maybe a Timmy Jr.
Imagine having a cappuccino.
We've got Gilbert here
three
just moving
cappuccino.
through, just applying some serious pressure here in the all green kick. Gilbert, do we usually see in the all green? Just throwing me a little bit there. Boniface responds, rolls up on through at 9.4 watts per kilo. Having none of that, we saw Boniface a couple of weeks ago take the Bologna race in the KOA Sports League as well, so doesn't mind the uphill Boniface. And McLean there, 9.3 watts per kilo, and Coles at 8.8 watts per kilo. So big front
Good to
group
see
here,
Coles in there
applying pressure, 5 seconds back to the Zwift kid. Coles here rolling through, so Boniface going to take this. Let's see if it's anything around 137. He's been thrown down. 136.3. See, you put it out there, so you throw it down, and Boniface goes, excuse me, I'm Com God.
It's like the Tiger King. You've just thrown a piece of live meat straight across the fence.
How's that?
He's just taken it and gone straight over the top, 136. Good group of three there off the front. Very experienced. Boniface, McLean, Gilbert, and Coles just now 5 seconds back. So we're just following McLoone at the moment. These guys will have to work to bring this back. I think they will. So Boniface still holding at that lead off the front of the race, and obviously now holds that little polka dot jersey there as being the fastest up the com on lap 1.
Yeah, you get another little kick again pretty soon, so that will obviously play into the hands of the riders up the front. We've got a feather power up being played.
Interesting.
Up there just as they try and bridge across, just to probably maybe a little bit early for mine on a downhill. You probably want to keep that one in the pocket there, but happy to take some feedback if I've got that wrong. But this is probably when you want to be playing that. Bridging across across really well there for RA, as Greg will say. Boniface, Coles, Gilbert, McLean leading the charge. And here come those riders now, bridging back across 2 seconds back. And you'll expect this to come all back together on this long descent, but we'll wait for that.
Yeah, that definitely will. It's only a very small select group. We
Good
started
though, good
with
riders.
147. We're down to about 40 to 50 that are still in contention in this one. So some huge numbers obviously being dropped up that column. It definitely splits the field up. And only 23 riders now, or 27 actually, in that front group. So including the 4 that are off the front. And they look to be working together. Coles there from the old indoor specialist team, now Saris, in that group.
Unlike last night, because we do have a culled Watopia at the moment, so we've able to actually probably roll on back and call some more finishes. So again, apologies last night in the league race. We had every man and his dog out on Watopia, and we'll look to rectify that, of course. But so we should be able to roll back and call some other finishes. So of course, 147 starters, and we'll certainly call at least 2 or 3 finishes through. But we'll stay with A grade for now, as this front pack here, pretty well organised and some really experienced riders. But there's a good view there. McLuhan there at the moment, and Tentelos. Great to see Hassel the Hoff. Welcome back. haven't seen Hassel the Hoff for a while.
He's made a little comment there on Facebook about his his $20 virtual wheels might fall off on the first time up the comm, and they haven't, because he's positioned in that front group. So well done to Hassel the Hoff.
Giuliano there in the red,
Yep,
maybe.
that'll be him.
Yeah, it is. Giuliano there in the red on the disc wheel. Always stands out. I like that kid. It's very easy to call as a broadcaster.
Yeah, and I saw Ollie Dowd there. Alex Side on the purple bike, just rolling through to the back of that group.
He's got the comm jersey.
Yes, he has. And on the purple bike there, and a little bit of a different look for him this evening, but we'll be following him along as he rolls around in that front group as well. This is going to be a great one to call this second lap, because we've got a very, very, very select group of riders that are going to absolutely fight this one out tooth and nail.
Yeah, for sure. Bock, Downing, Zwift Kid, Lemoire, Ferrari, Coles, McLean, Gilbert. Yep, we know these names so well, and can absolutely perform on the big stage. So we'll see those broadcast FTPs. We love the second lap, and we love the second time up that column. That is for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're about to join up now. I'll get this right this morning. We're going to join up with the Watopia flat route very shortly. I got it all mixed up last night. I had my head in three different computers or something like that. But look at them now. They're going to come across the Zwift Kid. Only 9 watts a kilo, just to bridge back across to the front of that group. So look, it's all going to come back together for lap 2. And a little select group there just off the back as well. Great view, Kappa. We've got 5 in the front, then a group of chasing about 10, and then about 6 seconds back to another group of 10 or 15 athletes. So they might actually bring this all back together as well. So we saw just Kenterendo rolling to the front of that chase pack now.
Anthony Lamb just joining in on the Facebook, mate. Welcome back. And can you believe it's been a little over a year since Port Macquarie Ironman? So great to have you tuning in, mate, and hope you're doing well up there.
One of the best photos coming out of the KOA Sports World last year was when you hijacked it into the recovery lounge to get the first official photo with Anthony Lamb as he rolled across that finish line in Port Macquarie.
Very, very special, Greg. Alex Side there, great to see him back, and Ollie Dowd. So, Ollie Dowd or Oliver? Oliver Dowd? We'll go with Ollie. Go with Ollie. M.O. Doctor. We got the T. Doctor. I haven't seen that name before. 10 seconds back to Mendez and Finesse. So 10 seconds going to be very hard to close that gap. So you'd say there's a third group now. There's someone.
They haven't brought back the front group
They
yet.
actually haven't brought them back.
The Zwift Kids gone across to it and joined it for a group of 5, but this group of 10 or 12 athletes behind hasn't brought them back yet.
Let's see what happens with the S's ramp. So in about kilometres time as we get through this sprint comp, be really, really interesting to see whether they shut this down, because eventually it can extend. So perhaps we'll roll through to the front group at the moment and see if they can stave them off as they work their way up the S's ramp very, very shortly. Giuliano there in that front pack. We've seen Giuliano shut down Lionel Sanders from 11 seconds on that long sweeping downhill finish. So no panic stations back in that chasing pack.
Here comes the Ferrari now, 7.5 watts a kilo as he tries to bridge across, and they're sort of looking, navel gazing, seeing who's going to do the work. But Ferrari and there's another athlete there, I just can't catch his name, Project Echelon USA athlete coming across. There he is, straight across, and he's dragged them all back together.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that coming through right there. Boniface there, 5 watts per kilo. McLean, 4.9 watts per kilo. All back together now at the bottom of the S's. But how hard did they work to have to close that 4 seconds coming across that sprint comp? Will we see some feather power ups being played up here? Some extreme pressure now behind. I like the size of this sort of group at the moment. We're looking at about a dozen solid riders. Off the front there, we've got Endo at 6.2 watts per kilo. McLean, 8.3 watts per kilo. Got a rider there just stretching it out. And you can see Giuliano there move to the front of the pack in the all red, not giving too much leeway.
Yeah, shout out to Donovan Durman there. A grade is very exciting, but there's also B, C and D, and we will endeavour to call as many finishes as we can. We are 100% on board with that, and we'll track back through the field as these guys come around lap 2 on this amazing Watopia Hilly course.
Yep, we've got McLean there, 4.9 watts per kilo in the all black, just putting a little bit of pressure down here through the S's. 2 seconds out the front there, just making sure that people are riding honest. Not too much easy spinning here, and lots of ups and downs, and you'll see little orange lights in that chart on the side sort of pop up and down as they go through these little mini 6, 7 percenters, 11 percenters up and down.
Yeah, and these do absolutely sting, and I always say it on here, and I sound like a broken record, but you can't win the race on these S's, but you can certainly get spat out the back very quickly, and I see the man at the back there, Ryan Giuliano. He will not get spat out of this group, and he'll be conserving all of his petrol for a big run at the line, being such a great TT and Ironman athlete. I'd expect him to go more than 500 to go in this course with some of the biggest sprinters in the Zwift world, with Boniface, Dowd, a few other guys in there as well that can definitely pack a punch of 15 plus watts per kilo on that sprint to the line.
Yeah, McLuhan just coming down this ramp. So this gives you a little bit of indication if you are watching for the first time and just trying to understand what exactly you're looking at. So this is inside the final kilometre of the first lap. So this is what we get a look at, and you'll see certainly at roughly around this point, some early attacks from teams, things like that. So we'll certainly jump back and grab that action shortly, and we'll roll our way back a little bit through the field and see what, because there'll be other groups coming up like the S's ramp section, maybe a few coming through the ramp. So and then we'll spring on back because we don't want to miss the second take of the Hilly Com. So Kappa will let you roll on back through. We got a Ritz there, 116 back to Makasalt, Mia and Murata.
Yeah, so highlight there, Corey Dams,
there,
who we highlighted pre-race. He's in that fight.
Nice
That's
group
the
here.
Front of the B grade guys there. So Bateman's Bike Company, didn't catch his name, Canadian athlete. Definitely, we got RAF in there, Team Melaton. They're a huge Argentinian outfit now that are coming along every week. So good to see, and that pack there will be a great sprint for the win of B grade. So some amazing athletes in that group.
We'll
as well.
definitely try and capture that. But we'll keep rolling on back, see if we can see any other B grade or organised groups. And we'll even be picking up a few C grade, or we'll just stay with this one. Looks like there's a bit of a mix and match there. So stay with me and RD Jumbos and Maruda. So we'll roll on back, Kappa, to the front of the race. They'll be winding their way towards the bottom of the Hilly Com pretty soon, I would say, or they've just come and finished that first lap. So Alex side here, we got some draft buses being played, so playing the early com. They've just picked one up off the end, or they're playing the end of what they obviously played on that lap, so they will actually have another one in their pocket. Yeah,
it's funny, the Zwift kid obviously had a feather there, so just to work out what's going on there, he's dumped that pre-finish line, so he would have picked up another one. I would have kept the feather. I would have kept it for the com, actually. So interesting gameplay there from the Zwift kid, but very experienced athlete, and I'm hoping that he picked up another one as he went through.
Advice there.
Armchair advice. Bit of armchair.
It's like when you're watching the footy at home.
Oh,
and I would not have given it to that player. But
it's
anyway,
always easy on a replay.
It is. But you know what? Sometimes when you've got really sweaty fingers.
And your heart rate's 100 and
you accidentally push something. So, interesting to see. So, of course, you can join the KOA Sports League at any time for free. We can get that process through. Over 1,300 members at the moment, but over 625 verified riders now with Training Peaks and us who are participating in that Thursday night race, and we're looking to potentially expand that verified footprint as well over the coming months. But here we go now to the bottom of the Watopia Hilly Com Ford. We saw on the first lap Boniface taking it at 136. We put the carrot out there of 137, and he nudged us by 0.6. So either just pure luck or watching home live.
You can see Boniface just on the back right-hand side of that group in the green kit without a helmet, and a bit of ginger on top there. It looks maybe it's brown hair, maybe a bit of ginger, but definitely sitting in the group for this lap, not pushing too hard. I can see Aaron Coles there in second wheel. He will push up, and the Swift kid coming to the front again, and someone playing their feather power up, which is the perfectly tight. Look at him roll up to the front.
Down the bottom, you probably can't see it anymore. That was amazing. So right down the bottom there on the bridge, you could see there briefly that chase pack.
Right.
To give you an indication of sort of how, like, by distance, not too far back, but by time, given the gradient of this com, over a minute back. But here comes Boniface here, 12.2 watts per kilo. Definitive attack here by Boniface. Coles responds at 9.4 watts per kilo. They're not going to have none of this. Can they hang in there? Boniface at 11.5 watts per kilo. This is going to hurt. This is going to do damage, and this may be the race-breaking attack by Boniface.
Check out Coles' heart rate there, 177, 178. Very experienced athlete, and he is pushing everything to bridge back across to Boniface's wheel. He's not the sort of guy you want to watch go. So we've got Frare there, 10 watts a kilo as he tries to come back across.
4 seconds attack there back to Dowd and Endo. Gilbert there 4 seconds back again. So Boniface just loves those climbs. We'll see if he's in touch with his first time around protection. We'll see 131. 131.9 up that com. So extraordinary attack there at 12.2 watts per kilo, and be really interesting to see whether they can pull this back, because that is a far greater gap. And of course the sting through the legs of the riders back there. Alex Side 11 seconds back, Endo 12 seconds back. They're going to have to work really hard to shut down these two risers, Coles and Boniface now 5, 6, 7, 9 seconds up the road.
Yeah, I'd imagine Gilbert there, he won't go past that rider in front. With a teammate 4 or 5 seconds up the road, he'll be wanting to put a little bit of a cork in the front of this group and shut them down. And it's good to see Hassel the Hoff. Look at that kit, the yellow, the green, the orange, beautiful on the orange Tron bike. And yep, as I suspected, Gilbert has absolutely tried to stop that group in its tracks, as McLoone now rolls to the front of that group just to try and bring 9 seconds now back to that front little group. 3 riders, is it off the front, or 2? Only 2, 3, 2. So we got it right with Boniface and Aaron Coles, Saris TPC in that front group. So it's going to be tough to bring these guys back. And look at these heart rates. McLuhan's the one at the front trying to bring it back. 183 beats a minute, 6 watts a kilo, and not making a single dent on that 9-second break at the moment.
Can't see Giuliano right now. Maybe he's just out of shot or out of screen. But Giuliano, of course, one of the better sprinters I've seen, certainly on Zwift. And you want to be at least 10 seconds ahead of him on this Ocean Boulevard finish. But Alex Side there rolls on back through. Heineken in there. McLean just trying to shut down here up to Coles and Boniface. Only 5 seconds up the road now on this long descent. So they're probably going to bring this back and just starting to move through a few riders as well.
Yeah, and Ollie Dowd now. So 3 riders in that team with Boniface. So 2 in the main pack and 1 off the front. Yep. And there's a good shot back. I'd say that's Giuliano. We can see just off the back. He's going to have to push it real hard to bridge back across that main group.
Yeah, these guys are absolutely flying. Good on A Booth there back in D grade, just winding his way through the end of the first lap. Or she, I don't actually know. Of course, A Booth could be be male or female.
Can't go wrong with
so working their way around the course. So Endo here, now they're all back together, Greg. So a huge attack there by Boniface, but really strategic, because that's definitely been a match for them to try and bridge this back across Ciano there rolling through.
Yeah, now we might see another attack from his team there as they absolutely smash it off the front and try and establish another rider. That's the Dropouts team, and they've still got a few in there. And remember, Alex Side is a part of the Dropouts team too. So they've actually got 4 in that front group from Team Dropouts now. And so it'll be interesting to see who they've got set up, maybe on a Discord call or something like that, who they're going to set up to take the jockeys.
Be interesting to see whether we can break the KOA Sports League PB last night of 11 cones. 11 cones in A grade. We're having a bit of a chat there with the winner last night. Refresh my memory, Jones.
Ollie Jones.
Ollie Jones there. He was having a laugh that once or twice a year he likes that badge of getting cone. But
badge of honour.
We're going to have a good look at that very, very shortly. Straight after this race, actually, we're going to do some verification work. So yeah, going to be fun going back through the tape.
Yes, absolutely. Great. We've got a great replay, Kappa. You got that helicopter right in place. And
we're going to need it
perfectly.
We're going to need it because the system had a bit of a meltdown, it would seem.
I've got a question, but I'll throw it to it later, because we do have an attack straight off the front, and that is Alex Side there, and his teammate now, Gilbert, coming across. This will be Side setting this up for Gilbert. There's my tip. I've done it. I've gone early. So Alex Side now and Gilbert off the front of the group with a 2-second gap, and they will work together, no doubt, 2 teammates. Hopefully Alex can stick on his wheel. The teammates need to help each other. And is this little 4-5% kicker before we hit the S's later on. But this one takes a bit of sting out of the
It's this one right here, actually, where Alex Side side would just be screaming to hang on to Gilbert's. We're at 7.4 watts per kilo. He made the attack, and then they've got that. You start to get that thing on screen, close the gap 4 metres, and all you want to do is smash the screen and say, I'm trying to close the gap.
Side now, Watts back to 1.8. He's given up. So he's launched that attack for Gilbert for the line.
Slingshot.
And now he's stopped. He's going to wait for that group to roll back. And McLean now 5.9 watts a kilo. You can see Boniface in the group now as well, only 2.8 watts a kilo. So they've set it up for Gilbert to go long, go real long here, real long.
Real long indeed. So
McLean.
McLean gives a little bit of windburn there to Sidey on the way through as he tries to shut this down out of Cannondale, but he's got some work to do. Gilbert now 8 seconds clear, 9 seconds clear up the road. McLean, Ferrari, and we've got Boniface, Hassel, the Hoff there, Ivany and Endo having to close this attack here by Gilbert. Coordinated attack there. So you can see him up the road. That carrot, he wants to kind of be out of sight. Sidey, he cooked.
He's done his job.
But he's done his job. Just like me, a real team player.
Oh, yeah, great to see. And so what you can expect here, Aaron Cole's now absolutely ripping it up, trying to get this group back. Hassel the Hoff in there. Brett Boniface will sit in this group now, and if he gets dragged back across to his teammate, he'll be the one we're looking for the win. And Frare still in that team legion there. Hassel the Hoff rolls to the front. Not too far to go here as we start to hit these S's very shortly.
Gilbert there, that's why I wanted to go there. So 181 beats per minute for Gilbert. So he is working hard. He's going to be white-knuckling it all the way to the finish line.
Long way to go.
But I'm not sure whether that's going to be quite enough.
Go.
But he's asking the question, and that's what we love. We love this attacking. We love this aggressive riding. And if we could give points for aggressiveness, which maybe I'll just come up with that on the spot, we'll give him 10 points for aggressiveness.
Cap is just throwing his aggressiveness points in and giving him a ride on. So great to see. 12 seconds now, 13 seconds.
Feather power up,
and
just what you need.
He's still pushing more watts, 7 watts a kilo, more than the group. Heart rate up to 134, 700, 500, 600 watts as he comes up this climb. They're going to be doing well to bring this back.
Let's stay with Gilbert all the way until he does get swept up or manages to hold them off, because this will be a thrilling finish, because I have a feeling it may just happen in the closing stages if it happens at all. He had the handy feather power up there on that 7% climb coming up the S's ramp. 400 watts holding 185 beats per minute. Heart in the mouth, working his guts out, as we say in Australia. McLean there chasing the Zwift kid. 11 seconds back to Boniface there. Coles and Ferrari as well trying to shut it down. But 13 seconds now. Gilbert laying the hammer down and holding low 180 beats per minute. This is incredible riding here by Gilbert and incredible teamwork. This is what's happening in the world of Zwift racing. You're getting teams very much coordinated.
Yeah, and I'm sure he'll be splitting that prize money with Alex Side if he can hold these guys off. So 11 seconds now. Cole's coming across. They're starting at McLuhan, 8.1 watts a kilo. They've realised that this is the move they've got to bring back, but they haven't got too far to do it with only about 1.5K to go.
They're
here.
coming quick.
9 seconds. They're coming really quick now. They might be able to motor him down. So Gilbert here, you can absolutely expect his teammates to be really cheering him on, maybe even in the WhatsApp here on the phone. You've got chat groups and everything. Back to 7 seconds now. It's starting to close down. Gilbert doing his best now. 183 beats per minute. We love the attack, but it looks like it might be a bit too soon, but that is okay because we love to see it.
All good, and he's absolutely given it to himself. Now, one thing you would have noticed, Brett Boniface has not put his nose in the wind with his teammate off the front, and he's one of the best sprinters in the Zwift world. So watch for Boniface, and it looks like Alex Sides got himself back into that group as well.
Yep.
So well done to Alex. Huge effort.
Yeah, inside the final. We're coming down to the final ramp here of, of course, the two-lapper here. So we're down onto Ocean Boulevard. You've got Gilbert up the road. You can see him in the green. He's burnt some matches, that is for sure. McLean there off the front, leading the chase pack. And Ciano rolls through to the front. Boniface in the all-green. And, of course, Alex Side there. He's off the back now. He's done. There he is right there coming through. So Gilbert there, still off the front there. He's still holding him off. We might have to roll on through and see if we can't pick him up. So Gilbert there holding 6 seconds. He's laid it down again, 424 watts.
Here comes
We got the response here now, Greg.
Okay, here comes McLean out of the pack now. Hassel the Hoff, 8.2 watts a kilo. The Zwift kid coming as well. 6 second gap, only a few hundred metres to go. Here comes McLean, 10.6 watts a kilo, trying to come across. Hassel the Hoff, 11. Here comes Boniface, 18 watts a kilo as he absolutely smashes it. He doesn't have a power up. He's going to absolutely come across the top, possibly take it on his teammate. Here comes Boniface up to the line. Few power ups. McLuhan coming through for the win
Coles,
there.
maybe. Coles, I think Cole's got it, Greg.
We'll have to check
I
the
think
replay.
Cole's got it on the line. What an incredible finish.
Boniface rolled up to his teammate over the top, but I think he just got pipped on the line. Now, let's go back while Kappa sorts out that replay. Let's go back and find a few of these other groups. We're following 20th position at the moment. That'll be Shotland. This is going to be a very good bunch sprint as well. And we've got Dowd in that group. And again, look at these dropout team members. 2 in this group as well, and a Team Relentless rider.
What a great advertisement for Zwift racing at the moment. If you just go, we could just grab that last 4 minutes of that race. We had a team-led attack. We had it swallowed up just on the line, and then we saw huge numbers, and we had a 5-man finish across the line there, Greg. So that's where this level of racing is at the moment. But we're back here with this pack at the moment.
It also shows you that the advantage of having that power up on the end. So Boniface, no power up there. So either he burn it up early or to get across, or didn't quite get there.
Looks like Colesy might have got the chocolates. We'll have a look at that. But let's focus in on this finish as well. So this is our secondary finish. We'll certainly try and do one more. So Shotland in there, Mendez. It's a bit hard as we call him for the first time because we're not quite sure of the dynamic. So Mendez, and we've got an Aussie flag in there, Dowd and Makashut and Marunda in there. RD Jumbos as well, sporting an American flag.
Dowd and Shotland representing Team Dropouts in there. They're in the green jerseys, that's for sure. Someone absolutely bombs it straight through that group.
Dowd.
And Dowd straight to the front. Here come the power-ups from Jumbo Dowd. Now, who's this over the top? Makashut. 14 watts a kilo from Makashut. Burns up that power-up. He's gone a little bit early. Shotland coming through. Dowd still hanging in there. Jumbo, the Team Jumbo member still hanging in there. Still with Makashut. Here comes Shotland's going to get 13 watts a kilo straight over the top on that purple Tron bike, and he'll take that sprint for 21st position overall. Great sprint. And still more Team Relentless riders. This is amazing, the amount of those riders in these packs.
Yeah, we'll do this finish here, the B grade. It's not the front of B grade, but we look like we've got a cluster here of about four riders here. So we've got Smith in there, Cook, Baconator, if you don't mind.
He'd be your
Watts,
friend,
Massara, and S. Harris. So nice little pack here. We know that Relentless kit there as well, that lovely haircut. It's just a different colour to your avatar haircut,
Well, I've
Greg.
wanted to run that haircut in real life, but I've been absolutely poo-pooed from the minister at home. That may come, though. Maybe a mullet, Tim or Kappa. What do you reckon?
A mullet?
Mullet.
Rock that. You could rock that.
I reckon a mullet will look pretty good on me with a little mo over the top.
Diet blonde, Tiger King.
What about the Tiger King? What a show.
We'll try and pull up some of those results as well.
Not too far to go here, Tim. You call these guys home.
Yeah, we'll try and pull up some of the results as well. I think in B grade there, we've got a back-to-back there of Corey Dams as well, so doing mighty, mighty fine. So here we go. Nice little tight pack with the rider up the road as well. We might get a little windburn if these guys decide to really lay it down. So we've got Smith in there. We're watching Cook at the moment. Harris in there. So 4 riders here, Vergara, Cook, Baconator and Smith. So we'll see who likes to go early. And almost riders at the moment fighting for essentially the back of the pack. So that Relentless rider there, B. Smith there, you'll see with the yellow socks. So see what happens there. Baconator on the outside. What a great Zwift name in the pink socks rolling through to the front. The response there. Who will go early? So Smith there playing Ducks and Drakes there at the back. Could launch the first attack potentially from behind. So we've got Baconator in there and Smith and Cook. So Cook there in the all back. Cook plays the draft bus power up. So Cook certainly played there. And there we go. Smith with the response to the feather power up. We got Cook off the front here at 10.4 watts per kilo, asking the question. Then the Team Relentless. Well, Smith at 16.4 watts per kilo with the power up in mind. And Smith. So that's good to see. So even if you are developing, that's serious power there. That's 16 watts a kilo for about 5 seconds. But you could see there coming down Ocean Boulevard as well, that Smith there was just sitting back in that pack of 4, waiting for someone to essentially play their hand, and came right on through. So we'll try and look at the replay, Greg.
Yeah, let's have a look at the replay of this finish.
First place.
Really tight. We did our best. So we saw that attack off the front was unbelievable from Gilbert. I'd love to see his power numbers for that event, and we will see those come through shortly. He still held a 2-3 second lead here, which I was amazed with because they nearly brought him back. And then great work from Alex Side. He just got popped off the back there. He set this launch up, and then we had, when the power up started to be played, we started to see Coles. Coles is still in that group. He's not doing anything yet. Boniface saw that his teammate was going to get caught and had a crack for the line himself any minute now. So that's that 300 to go banner. They just went past there.
Yeah, so Gilbert ended up finishing 12th, if you can believe it. So he absolutely, but it was about a 13-man finish line. So Coles ended up taking it over Ferrari and McLean. So you'll see Coles here rolling up on the outside. He's not even on screen there. There he comes through the inside with the orange. He's got the power up being played. He'll come on the outside with that orange. Bang, and he gets it to the line here, Coles. Puts his head down and gets the kick at the right stage, and Ferrari just on his wheel back to McLean. So that is a super finish.
Unbelievable finish. And yeah, shout out to Aaron Coles, Australian athlete, of course.
Some of the B grade results there, Greg, even the top 3 of B grade, if you can pull them up.
Top 3 of B grade, and we had Maya in there, and then Corey Dams.
That's straight off the app.
Corey Dams, we've highlighted him. These are unofficial results, of course. And then we had El Riser. These guys are there's 2 athletes there out of this Bateman's bike company.
Cool.
They were 1st and 3rd in B grade. So great to see there. And we have got also the results of C grade will start to filter through. They're not quite there yet, but some amazing results. And I'm just trying to remember, guys, what sort of time we rolled last night, but 23:28 for a 2-lapper around that course, and a much smaller group this morning too. So great to see, and all set up by Team Dropouts. Set this race up perfectly. Didn't quite get the chockies, but great to see.
Yeah, we've got a bit of work to do now on last night's league race, so it looks like we'll be able to get out B, C and D grade, but some work to do potentially over the next few days with A grade, with some coning happening towards the end of last night, but we've got a bit of data, we've got some video, we'll piece it together best we can. We may have to rely on HQ, so just sit tight, and as of course, you know, you are getting your money's worth being it for free, so just sit tight and we'll work our way through it, but appreciate all the emails last night. It was super.
Beautiful. So let's wrap it up, guys. Thank you to Kappa on the toggles and did a great job in the helicopter this evening or this morning. And thank you to Mr. Ballantyne. If you haven't checked it out yet, check out our latest podcast with the great man, Dirk Friel, the co-founder of Training Peaks. And thanks to Training Peaks for their support. And we look forward to seeing you in the KOA Sports League very soon. Ciao.